Zone 2.
Yeah, Alan Rank, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Knowing your aversion to technology, but your close affiliation with Bill Gates, Microsoft, have you ever considered either inviting him to be part of the Berkshire through the board, or being involved to maybe solve some of the problems with World Book in taking it to the new technology and expanding it? And on the other end, you also love insurance and the float. Have you considered the other businesses that would have that similarity, such as cemeteries and funeral homes with their pre-need and their large cash reserves?
Bill and I talked about Encyclopedia Business some years ago, but he was pretty far down the line in Encarta, quite far down the line in Encarta, actually, before I even met him. So it wasn't. My guess is if we'd met earlier, there might have been something evolve in that, but. He had put a lot of chips on Encarta and had done a good job with it. So it really wasn't a real option to work with him on World Book. Bill also is very focused on his business, and I believe he's on the board of some biotech company in which he's got a significant investment. But you will not see him on the boards of, at least I don't believe that you will, of American corporations. I think if you look at the boards say up in the Pacific Northwest, where he has a lot of friends and knows the companies well, maybe grew up with some of the people, but I don't think you'll see him on anything which really doesn't, which is just a business that doesn't grab him intellectually on something. And I do think there's one biotech company that he's involved in that way, and he'd be a terrific asset. But he really focuses on Microsoft. He has his board meetings, as I remember, on Saturday. They last, all day, and he goes after the business that way. He's not. I don't think he'd be interested in being on a bank board or an insurance company board, because he just figures he's got other things to do with his time, and I think he's probably right. Zone 3. Oh, the question was about other kinds. We've always had an interest in float businesses of one sort or another, but. Blue chip stamps was such a business until it disappeared one day. We couldn't find it. We looked in the closet, right. Looked everywhere, out in the backyard. Where was it? So we like that sort of business, but most of the float businesses, the costs are pretty explicit, and like I say, we don't like most insurance companies. As float businesses, we are not interested in buying the typical insurance business because we think the float will end up costing us too much. We'd rather borrow money with an explicit cost attached to it rather than have the implicit costs of an underwriting loss with most companies. But we are interested in businesses that provide cash rather than use up cash. We're willing to have them use cash if what they use will produce high enough returns, but we've got this bias toward things that throw off cash. Charlie?
Well, if we go into the pre-need funeral home business, that'll be the day.